everybody. I'm Rahima Ellis, and it's great to be back here on American Graduate Day. In this hour, we'll be discussing the importance of caring, consistent adults in all children's lives. It's especially important when one or more parents is missing from the household. The organization, Big Brothers Big Sisters, has led the way in providing that missing adult presence in a family for more than 100 years. They're the nation's largest donor and volunteer-supported network, with 500,000 people participating. They pair adult volunteers with young people ages 6 to 18 years old. This program has really enriched the lives of not only the child or the little, but also the adults or bigs. And joining me in the studio now is an amazing example of how well this program can work. Our big is Daryl Blackburn, and his little is Jalen Dennis. Thanks so much to both of you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Raheem, for having us.
Daryl, let me start with you, because now you're a big.
Correct.
And you got introduced to Big Brothers Big Sisters when you were only 8 years old, and you were paired with a couple, which I think is really extraordinary. And how fortunate. How did that work?
That's correct. My mom signed me up when I was 8 years old. I grew up in inner city Houston, and I met Greg and Barbara for the first time. And it was just an amazing experience, just because, you know, I had never really been a part of a family at that time, you know, of a true, married couple. I got to see how he treated her, and they just took me all over the city, and they showed me things that I would have never otherwise, you know, been able to experience at that time. And it was just an incredible experience for an 8-year-old. And it's one that I look back on now and I think, wow, you know, where would I be had it not been for their just 1 hour a week.
And did you know back then what an extraordinary opportunity you were being led into?
You know,
I mean, at 8 years old?
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't realize it then. You know, I just thought it was just people who really wanted to spend time with me. And then I look back on it now and I thought how impactful it is for someone to just take, like I said, an hour a week of their time, whether it was just to bring me lunch at school, take me to a baseball game, you know, take me to the movies, or just bring me over for family dinner and play with their dogs. Whatever it was, I didn't care what it was. It was time spent away from my neighborhood, away from those negative influences, and in a positive atmosphere.
What did that mean to you as you were growing up? How did that influence your career and your aspirations for a career?
Absolutely. Well, you know, my bigs coincidentally were in the oil and gas industry at the time, and that, you know, they kind of told me then, you know, they knew that I was good at math and science, and they said, you know, you'd become an engineer one day. You should just focus on school, and maybe you can even be an engineer. So
they started planting seeds.
They planted that seed, and it began to grow when I didn't even know that they were watering it that entire time, and it came to fruition. And you know, and just that time spent dating back to 1997 or whenever, you know, those were times, you know, that I could have been easily influenced by you know, gang violence, drug use, things like that. But they took me away from that, and I look back on it now, and I know it's the most influential entity that I can attribute my academic success to.
And then when you went off to college, Oklahoma University, 18 years old,
right.
You did something really extraordinary.
That's
what
right.
did you do?
Well, as soon as I got to University of Oklahoma, I was 18 years old, and you know, 18-year-old kids at that time, all they want to do is have fun and party, and you know, there's a place for that. But from what Greg and Barbara had done for me to up until that point, it was inherent for me and innate for me to give back. I knew I had to give back. And the first thing I did was look for the Big Brothers organization that had the branch in Oklahoma. I signed up, and around October or so of my freshman year, that's when I met Jalen, who happened to also be 8 years old, just like I was when I was matched.
A great segue takes me right to you, Jalen. Your mother, as Daryl said, signed you up. You were 8 years old. Did you go willingly or reluctantly?
It was reluctantly. Like, my mom just signed me up for it because I didn't really have that much of a father influence in my life, and so I'm sure she wanted me to have like a brother to be like by my side and give me that man influence.
And did it end up having that kind of an impact in your life?
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
I guess so, or you wouldn't be sitting here with Daryl, right?
Yeah.
But how important was it for you?
It was really important. It gave me someone to talk to. He helped me with my homework when we were at school. He would eat lunch with me and just hang out with me and my friends, and we'd have a great time.
And Daryl, when you think about it, what was your goal when you said, I want to pair up with a young man?
Exactly.
What were you hoping would happen for Jalen?
Right. Well, coming from personal experience, I know how easy it is for a kid that age to be able, to take the wrong path. I know how easy it is to go the wrong way. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna find that one kid that had a similar experience for me growing up in a single parent home, and I'm gonna stick with him. And that's what I did. I made a promise to him when he was 8 years old that, you know, no matter what happens, no matter what comes his way or our way, you know, I'm gonna stick with you. Whether it was homework, he didn't have to do homework by himself. Whether it was, you know, someone to talk to, like you said, you know, to talk about, you know, things at school or girls or how to act a certain way in certain environments. He didn't have to do that by himself. And I promised him that I was going to stick with him the whole way. And here we are, senior year of high school.
Senior year of high school. How's he been?
Amazing. Like, he's always pushed the idea that college is like awesome. And so I've always just pushed to go to college.
You pushed to go to college, and did you have an idea of what you wanted to do when you got there? It's okay if you don't, but
Yeah,
did you
yeah, I
have an idea?
Well, at the time I didn't, but now I do. And
What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about acting and chemistry. I might double major, but definitely chemistry, because that's like a realistic goal.
And the acting, too, is pretty much in your future if you want it to be, which is another segue back to Daryl, because you did something again when you found out that you've known all along what his interests have been because
Right.
you've been with him since he was 8 years old.
Right.
And you spent a summer with this young man.
Right. Well, I knew he loved acting, but I know how difficult it is to kind of break into that field. So I said, you know, I found a summer program for him in Houston, and you know, I said, hey, if you're willing to put the time in and put the work in to make this thing, you know, really a success, you know, I was willing to invest in him. So I signed him up in an organization this past summer. So we spent 5 weeks with me in big city Houston, Texas, coming from Norman, Oklahoma. So I signed him up, and it was a great experience for him, I think.
One of the things, too, I want to talk about is how this you seem to have a continuum here of relationships. Your bigs even flew in when you graduated from college, didn't
Absolutely, absolutely. That was they're the most supportive people that you could ever meet.
they? We could talk forever, but they're telling me we're out of time.
Oh,
So
no.
thanks to both of you for being with us. Right now, there are more than 3,000 little ones who really are waiting for bigs to mentor a young person. You can sign up to become a big brother or a big sister. As you saw today, it doesn't get much better than that. You can go to AmericanGraduate.org to find out more. Standing by here at Lincoln Center is Lauren Wonko, and she's going to continue our conversation about big brothers and big sisters with our big Daryl Blackburn and his not so little anymore, Jalen Dennis.
Daryl, thanks for coming back to us. Do you ever think what your life would be like without your bigs?
All the time. You know, it's such a great opportunity that I was given. And, you know, that's just what Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Are you kidding me?
Surprise! We flew in Barbara and Greg Pittman, Daryl's bigs. They're from Alaska.
How are you?
Barbara, come over here. Come on over here. I know we have to maneuver. We've got a big family around here, but we're all together. Barbara, what is it like for you to be here right now and to be seeing Daryl for this lovely surprise? Look at him. He's getting emotional.
It's really amazing. We met Daryl about 18 years ago and just have begun to love him as our own. And to see him really continue what we started it's a blessing, really.
Daryl, you look like you're in shock.
Yeah, I don't know how y'all pulled this one off.
Surprise, we're really good at that.
I can't believe it. Look,
He credits you with so much, Barbara. The fact that he's an engineer, how does that make you feel?
It makes us really proud. We really initially started out thinking with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, what a great way to have a child in our life. We don't have children of our own, and I don't think we ever realized what impact we would have on his life, and certainly looking through this journey, the impact that you would have on our life. This is a wonderful opportunity.
How proud are you of him? What do you want to say to him right now? He's so successful. He has an amazing little here.
I love you.
I thought they were looking for dogs today. Like, what are we even doing right now?
You know what? I think it's time for something emotional from Little Kids Rock because we need more time to talk.
Excellent.
And we'll let you guys play. What do you say? All right, Little Kids Rock, take it away.